The greatest lie we are told about abuse is that it's an event in the past, that once you're out, you're free. But for so many, the past doesn't stay in the past. It lives in the present, not as a memory, but as a blueprint that can quietly build a life of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. The link between abuse and PTSD seems obvious, but the real connections, the ones that shape your daily reality, are often hidden in plain sight. They're not the dramatic flashbacks you see in movies. They are the quiet, invisible threads that connect a painful history to a difficult present. Today, we are going to pull on 5 of those threads. We're going to expose the hidden architecture that links abuse to the experience of PTSD. Number 1, the rewired alarm system. Imagine your brain has a built-in smoke detector. Its job is to protect you, to scream fire when it senses danger. For most people, this system works well. It goes off when there's a real fire. But when you've lived through abuse, your brain makes a logical decision. The world is not safe, so to protect you, it turns the sensitivity of that smoke detector all the way up. Now, it doesn't just go off for a raging fire. It goes off for a piece of burnt toast. It goes off when the oven is preheating. It goes off for a candle. This is what happens to your nervous system. It becomes rewired for a high-threat environment. Medically, this is about the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, becoming overactive. But in your life, it feels like a constant, humming anxiety. It's the reason a car door slamming down the street makes your heart pound. It's why you can't stand in a crowded room without constantly scanning for exits. It's why a certain tone of voice can instantly send a jolt of panic through your body. You aren't being jumpy or overly sensitive. Your internal alarm system was recalibrated to survive an unsafe world, and it hasn't learned how to power down. It's still trying to protect you from a danger that, hopefully, is no longer there. The echo of past danger becomes the noise of the present. It's exhaustion born not from effort, but from a state of constant, silent existence in survival mode. Number 2, the shattered sense of self. Abuse does more than hurt your body. It attacks the very foundation of who you are. It systematically dismantles your sense of worth, your judgment, and your right to take up space in the world. When the person who is supposed to care for you is the source of your pain, the mind has to make sense of the impossible. And often, the only way it can make sense of it is by turning inward. The message you internalize is not, "This person is unsafe." It is, "I am unworthy of safety." This creates what is often called a shattered sense of self. It's a core component of complex PTSD. It manifests as a harsh inner critic, a voice in your head that sounds suspiciously like your abuser. This voice tells you that you're not good enough, that any mistake is a catastrophe, that you are fundamentally flawed. This isn't just low self-esteem. It's a deep, painful shame that clings to everything you do. You might find yourself apologizing for things that aren't your fault. You might feel a crushing guilt for simply having needs. You might believe deep down that you deserved what happened to you. This is one of the most hidden and painful connections. The abuse may have stopped, but the abuser's voice has become a permanent resident in your own mind. Healing from this isn't just about processing memories. It's about learning to evict that voice and build a new sense of self from the ground up, one based on your true worth, not the lies you were forced to believe. Number 3, the theft of safety in relationships. Humans are wired for connection. We need others to feel safe, to regulate our emotions, and to thrive. Abuse poisons this at the root. When the source of your harm is another person, especially a person who is meant to be a source of safety, like a parent or a partner, your entire template for relationships is broken. The brain learns a devastating lesson. The people who are supposed to love you are the people who hurt you. Intimacy becomes linked with danger. Trust becomes a liability. This manifests in PTSD in a few key ways. For some, it leads to a deep-seated avoidance of closeness. You might keep people at arm's length, build walls around your heart, and feel an overwhelming urge to flee when a relationship starts to get serious. It feels safer to be alone than to risk being hurt again. Connection itself feels threatening. For others, it creates a pattern of seeking out relationships that feel familiar, even if they are unhealthy. The chaos and emotional unpredictability of an abusive dynamic can feel, strangely, like home. You might find yourself drawn to partners who are emotionally unavailable, critical, or controlling, because that pattern is what your nervous system understands. This is the theft of relational safety. It isolates you. It convinces you that you are destined to be alone, or that you are only worthy of a love that hurts. Rebuilding this is incredibly difficult. It requires learning, from scratch, what a safe and healthy connection feels like in your body, and slowly teaching your nervous system that love does not have to equal pain. Number 4, the body as a living archive. Where do you think the trauma goes? We talk about it as a memory, an event locked away in the mind. But that's not the whole story. The body holds on to it too. It doesn't forget. In fact, the body often remembers what the conscious mind is trying desperately to push away. This is why so many survivors of abuse live with chronic, unexplained physical symptoms. We're talking about things like persistent migraines, digestive issues like irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and autoimmune disorders. For years, you might go from doctor to doctor, trying to find a physical cause for your very real physical pain, only to be told it's all in your head. It's not in your head. It's in your body. This is because the extreme stress of abuse keeps your body flooded with stress hormones like cortisol. Your fight or flight system is constantly activated. Over time, this state of high alert wears the body down. It creates inflammation. It disrupts your immune system. It keeps your muscles in a permanent state of tension, ready for a threat that never fully disappears. Your back pain isn't random. Your stomach issues aren't just a weak stomach. They can be the physical manifestation of unreleased trauma. The body becomes a living archive of what the mind wants to forget. It is screaming the story you may not have the words to tell. Understanding this connection is vital because it means that healing PTSD isn't just about talking. It's also about learning to release the trauma that is physically stored in your body. Number 5, the warped perception of time. For most people, time moves in one direction, forward. The past is behind, the present is here, and the future is ahead. But for someone with PTSD from abuse, time is not a straight line. It is a tangled knot. The past is not safely in the past. It can violently intrude on the present at any moment without warning. This is what a flashback is. It's not remembering something, it's re-experiencing it. For a few seconds or a few minutes, your brain and body cannot tell the difference between then and now. The smells, the sounds, the physical sensations, the terror, it's all happening again, right here. This is why a specific scent, a time of day, or a song on the radio can suddenly transport you back to the worst moment of your life. Your brain's filing system is broken. The memory of the abuse wasn't filed away under past events. It was filed under imminent threat happening now. But it also works the other way. To cope with the overwhelming pain, the mind can detach from the present. This is called dissociation. It can feel like you're watching your life from outside your own body, like you're in a movie or a dream. The world seems fuzzy, unreal, or distant. It's a survival mechanism designed to numb you from feeling the full force of your reality. So you are either being dragged back into a past that feels present, or you are floating away from a present that doesn't feel real. This warped perception of time makes it feel impossible to move forward. How can you plan for a future when you are constantly at war with your past, in the middle of your present? Healing involves learning to anchor yourself in the safety of the here and now, and slowly teaching your brain that the timeline has, in fact, moved on. These connections, the rewired alarm system, the shattered self, the stolen safety in relationships, the body as an archive, and the warped sense of time are not your fault. They are the logical, biological, and psychological consequences of an illogical experience. They are the mind and body's attempt to survive the unsurvivable. Understanding these hidden pathways is the first step. It gives you a map. It takes the confusing, chaotic symptoms you experience and gives them a name and a reason. It proves that you are not broken. You are not crazy. You are a survivor whose system adapted to a terrible reality. And just as it adapted to danger, it can, with time and support, adapt to safety. If this video helped you understand something new today, or made you feel a little less alone, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us reach more people who might need to hear this message. And for the comments, I have a question for you. Without sharing any personal details you're uncomfortable with, what is one thing you wish people understood about the lingering effects of difficult past experiences? Let's create a space of understanding for each other down below. Thank you for watching. Be kind to yourself